How's it going, everybody? This is Rob Novakast back with another video for you guys. And with this one, oh boy. I kind of don't want to talk about this one because I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys. When this originally came out, I really wanted it to be good. And I think ultimately I let my expectations get the best of me. And oh my gosh. So, Amazing Spider-Man 2, directed by Mark Webb, written by Alex Kurtzman, Roberto Orsi, if I pronounce that name correctly, and many others, starring Andrew Garfield, Emma Stone, Jamie Foxx, and many more. By the way, this was also released in 2014. Oh gosh, where do I even begin? I guess, it continues with the story that we've had so far, where Peter Parker continues to be Spider-Man. The relationship between Peter and Gwen Stacy is a little bit strained, or becomes a little bit strained. Actually, kind of goes back and forth throughout the story, especially with Peter Parker being conflicted with a promise that he made to Gwen Stacy's father near the end of the film. If you guys have not watched it, go check it out. And in between, we are introduced to Electro, who I have conflicting opinions about, especially when it comes to his motives. And then we have a fight ensuing that. We have the introduction of Harry Osborn, whose motivation is somewhat interesting, but near the final act, I kind of felt is shoehorned, as well as the controversial Rhino, who's only there for like the last. Oh no, sorry. Let me correct myself. There for the first couple of minutes of the movie, and there for the last couple of minutes of the film. Oh my gosh. So yeah. So Andrew Garfield reprises his role as Peter Parker, which I think he does really well. Gwen Stacy as well. The dynamic between the two of them is so freaking good, especially with what happens in the very end. Because I'm gonna be perfectly honest with what happens at the very end. For those who have not watched it, because I don't want to spoil it for those who haven't. Which, by the way, it's 2021. You should have seen this movie by now. I'm gonna just say the relationship feels real when it comes to the dynamic, especially with the fact that, with people, like real people, relationships, they fluctuate, and especially when it comes to problems, when it comes down to yourself or the other person, or if anything, it's just I don't know how to go. I guess if anything, love in some sense is complicated, and sometimes there's gonna be issues. And I like the fact that, you see the issues and they try to work it out, which is great. Jamie Foxx as Electro. I'm going to get, for those who probably, if people actually watch my videos for my reviews, and I'm just going to say it, for those who are fans of Jamie Foxx, I'm sorry, I did not like Jamie Foxx in this. In fact, his character, Max Dillon / Electro, I did not like, mostly because of the motivations of the character himself. He has, in fact, if anything, I would classify him as the creepy stalker that wants revenge. That's basically Jamie Foxx's character. I'm sorry. You have a character that has one interaction with Spider-Man. It clearly has some kind of stalker-esque motives, or if anything, a kind of psychosis, I guess you could say. Gains powers, and when he has one bad interaction with Spider-Man, then immediately is like, oh, I want to kill Spider-Man, blah 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 blah. That is his general motivation for his character, which again I am not a fan of. Then next we have Dane DeHaan as Osborn or Green Goblin. Now, I'm gonna say to some extent, but the friendship between pretty much Peter Parker and Harry Osborn is brief, and I think it's like part. Well, no, if I remember correctly, like just because I had to rewatch this, we barely see Harry, only for the parts where where we find out, oh, he's dying, and then going forward into so on. Looking at some of our other characters, Sally Field playing Aunt May, a lot of fun. Apparently, Richard, with the parents, Richard, or sorry, not Richard, because I'm looking at IMDb with Richard Parker, Campbell Scott, and Embeth Davids. Was a cool addition, especially seeing like what happened to Peter's parents